Hi there, I'm Todd Spearman with the Blue and Gold, and these are the picks of the week. For a roundtable discussion, I've brought some friends along. On my right, Ms.Tinnell, Mr.Davenport, and to my left, Ellie Johnson, representing Young Life. So, we're going to turn our attention to Saturday's action. Oregon versus UCLA. Ms.Tinnell.
Oh, I'm absolutely going with Oregon. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Oregon Ducks are rocking it with their pink uniforms, so go Oregon.
Mr. Davenport.
All right, I'm going to take UCLA. I think I'm going to be the contrarian this time. The Ducks are having offensive line problems, and Mariota is the man, no interceptions this year, so definitely UCLA.
And Ellie.
Both got upset last week, but I think they'll be back on track and Oregon takes it. They're a better football team, so I think Oregon this week for sure.
Okay. Texas A&M versus Ole Miss. Ms.Tinnell.
All right, I'm going for Ole Miss, those Rebels. My sister went to Ole Miss, plus Texas A&M and Johnny Football beat Duke this year in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. So down with Texas A&M, go Ole Miss.
Davenport.
Again, being contrary, I think it's going to be Texas A&M. We're looking at the SEC leading defense versus the leading offense, and they are evenly matched. But I think that coming off of just beating Alabama, I think Ole Miss is going to be emotionally drained. So I'm taking Texas A&M.
Ellie Johnson. How are you?
I'm just going to have to disagree with that. I think Ole Miss is coming off this big Alabama win, and they're excited and they want to keep going. So I'm going to say Ole Miss beats Texas A&M.
Okay. Georgia versus Missouri. Tinnell.
All right, I think that Missouri is going to take this. I think they're underrated, and so I'm pulling for them. And I'm just really disappointed in the Georgia team and all the NCAA violations. So I was kind of pulling for Missouri already anyway. So I hope they pull it out. Go Missouri.
Davenport.
Unfortunately, I have to agree. I think Missouri is going to take it. I think Georgia does have a good chance because we don't know who's going to step up. But with Todd Gurley, being a bonehead, I think that it's going to negatively affect the team chemistry. So, yeah, Georgia's going to drop this one probably.
And Ellie.
I was going Georgia before, I was going Missouri
Yes,
before
Georgia.
Todd Gurley got out, but Georgia just doesn't win big games when they need to. They're on the road, they don't have Todd. It's going to be a hard game for them, so I say Missouri takes it for sure.
And our final game, Auburn versus Mississippi State. Ms.Tinnell.
All right, I am going to pull for Auburn in this game. Mr. Rubino's an Auburn fan, so I want to help him out. And also, I think they had that big win last week over LSU, so they're going to keep that rolling. So, go Tigers.
Davenport.
I think Mississippi State, Dak Prescott is on fire. I think that they're not going to be able to stop him. They're not ready for it. The running games are comparable, but with Mississippi State just beating Texas A&M, I think they're going to be able to keep that momentum going.
And Ellie.
Obviously, I'm biased. I just graduated from Auburn, but Auburn knows how to win football games. They know what it's like to be ranked high up there. They're a good team. They know how to play on the road. I think that they come in, beat Mississippi State big, and everyone just maybe sees that Mississippi State isn't as good as they think they are.
And now, turn our attention to Sunday's action. A huge matchup, Dallas versus Seattle. Ms.Tinnell.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised at how well Dallas has been doing the past couple weeks, but I'm definitely pulling for Seattle. They're the Super Bowl champs, and they've got a really cute quarterback, and he has a great tradition of doing really well against top-notch teams that have quarterbacks with Tony Romo. So, but I'm going with Seahawks.
Davenport.
I'm not normally a Dallas fan. My brother is. However, I think it's definitely going to be Dallas this year. This year with this game. Tony Romo statistically does really, really well. And having the leading rusher, even though they're playing against Seattle with a pretty strong defense, I think that Dallas is going to make magic happen.
And Ellie.
Well, I pretty much know nothing about the NFL for this season, but I do know that there's a Young Life leader on Seattle's team, so I'm going to have to go with Seattle because I like them.
Boo.
And our final game, Chicago Bears versus Atlanta Falcons. Ms.Tinnell.
All right, well, I'm kind of torn, but I am actually going to pull for Atlanta. I really hope they can pull it out. They've just got to get it together, and their playoff chances are getting less and less every week. But I'm pulling for the Falcons, so don't let us down.
Davenport.
I'm pulling for the Falcons, even though they routinely let us down. kind of expect them to do it. But I'm going to hope that they win this one. There are two underachieving teams that are going at it this time. And I think that Chicago just might happen to be underachieving a little bit more. So I think Atlanta's going to be able to pull this one out.
And LA.
Well, I just moved to Atlanta, so Falcons are my new team. Gotta say Falcons for sure.
And now, for my picks. First off, on Saturday's action for the Oregon-UCLA matchup, I'm going to go with Oregon. I give the edge to Mariota. And Oregon hasn't lost back-to-back games since 2007, so I'm going to stay with the Ducks and their wacky uniforms. A&M versus Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a dark horse. Maybe they're the one that got away, but you're still a firework. So I'm going to go with A&M, and I think not even Katy Perry can save them this time. Georgia versus Mizzou. Hudson Mason is the 108th passing offense, and no Gurley, no chance here. So I'm going to have to go with Mizzou here. And for Auburn versus Mississippi State, Dak Prescott's on a roll. He can run, he can throw it. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Miss State here because they're just peaking at the right time. Sunday's action, Dallas versus Seattle. Dallas is running it really well, but Richard Sherman, hopefully nobody will pull his hair this time. If you've got little ones, hide your kids from Russell Wilson. He might bully them. But I'm going to stay with the Legion of Boom and go with Seattle. For Chicago versus Atlanta, Atlanta's defense is just horrible. And Chicago's got tons and tons of weapons. We'll go with Cutler and the boys, so the Bears for the win. If you want to just check us out on Twitter, you can check us out at Bulldogs Page 1. So tweet us, fave us, follow us, but we are on Bulldogs Page 1.
What's up, Bulldog Nation? It's the premiere. Thanks to Blue and Gold sending me on location for the Baylor TCU game. Remember to check him out on the Twitters at Bulldogs Page 1. Check me out, Tauntaun McCoot 13. This week, got the Baylor Bears and the TCU Horned Frogs. Horned Frogs got nothing. Baylor's gonna roll them up. No problem.